What is up, guys? Thor, Love and Thunder, the official trailer has finally released after millions and millions of fans begging in the comments for millions of days, and the movie only coming out in May, June, July, in like 3 more months. They're finally like, yeah, it's time to release a teaser trailer. Quick vibe check for Marvel before we dive into everything. I was looking forward to today, particularly because Warner Brothers and HBO Max had set today as the date for the Batman to release, and then Marvel Studios wakes up and chooses violence by releasing the long-anticipated Thor Love and Thunder trailer. But nonetheless, you know what, that just makes today even better. You know, 2 good things for the price of one. Not to mention Kendrick Lamar is coming back with a new album like next month, so today is a really good day, and I'm excited to talk about the Thor Love and Thunder teaser trailer and jump into some of the theories and things that stood out to me, because there's a lot. I nearly forgot, this is the 4th Thor movie, guys. Literally 4 movies in. I was like, this is Thor 3, right? And I was like, no, this is Thor literally 4. And just going off of my overall kind of, I don't know, first reactions was that it just feels like a farewell to Thor. And I'm gonna get into that in a little bit, but it just kind of seems kind of finalized. But I don't know, let's take a look at this and go piece by piece and kind of see what's up with this, because there are some good things going on. Now, officially, the synopsis for this, if you guys haven't read it, reading is fundamental. Let's read it together. The film finds Thor on a journey unlike anything he's ever faced, a quest for inner peace. That's cute. But his retirement is interrupted by a galactic killer known as Gore the God Butcher, played by the one and only Christian Bale, who seeks the extension of the gods. To combat the threat, Thor enlists the help of King Valkyrie Korg and ex-girlfriend Jane Foster, whom, to Thor's surprise, inexplicably wields his magical hammer Mjolnir as the mighty Thor. Together they embark on a harrowing cosmic adventure to uncover the mystery of the God Butcher's vengeance. Ha ha ha. Christian Bale is on vengeance once more, and to stop him before it's too late. Of course, directed by Taika Waititi, produced by Ken Feige, Brad Wendenbaum. Thor Love and Thunder opens in theaters July 8th, 2022. Wow. So yeah, what fascinates me about this is that Thor is in this kind of really like, okay guys, it's time to hang up the hammer, you know, it's time to go home. And we get this cute little opening shot of him as a kid, and then as an adult, and look at that, he's wearing the classic costume. Let's go back and see that. This is like not, what is this? Which it seems like in fairness to fan service, Marvel has really been like, what if we just put all our Marvel characters in their classic costumes? I mean, we've seen a classic Loki, we've seen classic Wanda, did we see a classic Hawkeye? Well, anyway, they've been kind of going down that route, and I think it's cute. It's fine, you know, we just get a little bit here. And of course, speaking of Loki, this is the first Thor movie with no Loki, which in a way breaks my heart, but I mean, we have literally a whole season worth of Loki to go off of, and another season coming up, so we see what's going on here. Thor's kind of planted, Stormbreaker, haha, I remember. Stormbreaker into the ground. I don't know, maybe it's gonna grow into a tree or something. He's meditating, he's living his good life. But what we don't see here is Gore the God Butcher. We see him like working out, and you know, he's no longer gonna be Fat Thor, and now he's hanging out with the Guardians, because they kind of left him hanging on that cliffhanger after Endgame, which feels like forever ago, doesn't it? But I guess that was like literally 4 years ago, so it was a long time. But now we have Thor hanging out with the Guardians of the Galaxy, and it makes me wonder, like, okay, you know, we've got their ship, Milano, and all that stuff. It looks like they're leaving, so I wonder how long Thor is actually going to be hanging out with the Guardians, because kind of like, you know, with like Spider-Man and having Doctor Strange's movie and all that, I feel like they might just kind of be in there to kick things off, and then they're gonna be like, you know, see ya. Okay, so now the next thing we start to see is this picture of New Asgard, which is taking place. So we've got like 2 different locations, New Asgard and this kind of fantasy realm. So, oh my gosh, first I think I'm gonna go focus on New Asgard, which, just look at this. They've got like Norwegian cruise lines coming in and making it like a tourist destination. I mean, but who wouldn't want to do that? You know, go hang out with the Asgardians, or at least what's left of them. I thought that's kind of cute. And then in this next scene, you've got some kind of miniature United Nations going on. Like I zoomed in the corner here. It's some sort of energy conference. So, you know, good for King Val for caring about the environment. But she looks kind of bored, you know? She looks kind of Men in Black 3. How I was when I was watching Men in Black 3. So that makes me wonder, okay, what is her role in this going to be? Like, as a Valkyrie, you know, she was a drunk on Sakaar. She likes a little bit of rough action, stuff like that. But, you know, being a diplomat, I'm like, is this really her bag? Is this really her thing? And, you know, maybe, like, she and Thor, this is just a thought that I had. Maybe her and Thor will, like, kind of switch places. Like, maybe Thor will want to be the king, so long as it means he doesn't have to be like a wartime king or anything like that. And Valkyrie's like, now I can go out and battle, and I don't know. She just looks kind of bored, but I hope she's enjoying herself. Okay, and now on to this place, which I have no clue what this mystical, magical place is. And we know, obviously, Asgard is gone. It's gone up, blown up. So could this be another realm? You know, they've got like, what, 7 or something realms as part of Norse mythology, and we've only seen like maybe 3 of them. Could be, potentially, but what sets it off for me is Shazam here. No, not really Shazam, but I mean, hey, look, that could be Zeus, like MCU Zeus. How about that? It also makes me wonder though, because we have Thor, Gore the God Butcher. Like, is Zeus just gonna die, like straight up die in the beginning? And it's like, oh no. Which again, that leads me back to a point I made, I think, for Moon Knight, either episodes 1 or 2, just thinking about how Marvel is really bringing in these, you know, mythical gods. Like, we've got the Norse gods now, we've got Egyptian gods, and now we're gonna have Greek mythology gods. That's pretty tight. I'm not a like huge mythology person, but I think, you know, incorporating these, you know, these legends, these titans, you know, into the mythology is kind of cool. Yeah, look at that. That's like it's not like a Mount Olympus. You can't have that in the mountain, but I mean, you could maybe, you know, they've got like this huge Zeus looking statue here. So that's pretty cool. I think the question is though, why are they going there and what do they have to discover? So it could be a part of like Thor trying to figure out, like they said, they're trying to figure out why is Gore seeking vengeance in the first place. So maybe Zeus or whoever this god is on their stop. And to round things out, we have this cute little moment here where Star-Lord says, you know, to give you hope or something like that, you have to look in the eyes of people you love. And then we've got this. So, get your fan fiction out, folks. I'm sure stuff is already out there, but to fire the flames, we've got some Star-Lord Thor going on. Until, obviously, this epic scene. I think everyone was like, where's Jane Foster? Come on, you know. Then this happens. Let's go! At first I was like, it doesn't look like Natalie Portman, but I mean, to be fair, you know, Thor, the first one came out over 10 years ago, and she was so young when she was Padme, so I'm like, okay, I know she's all grown up now, and she's obviously got the mask, but I was like, oh my gosh, and can you talk about her guns? Like, seriously, I hope she... This is awful to say. I'm like, I hope they haven't like made her juice up like Chris Hemsworth or anything like that. But I think that those are some stocky arms. I think it's possible within the realm of possibilities for a woman to like work out and get some guns, or maybe they could just CGI it. Who knows? But yeah, that's a big question here. Is Jane Foster, you know, gone for eons, and who knows what the heck she's been up to, you know. Thor's been off saving the planet, and she's just not really cared to make contact. Why should he if he hasn't? But I think the concerning thing is obviously, you know, what is Jane Foster's trajectory going to be? Because, you know, in the comics, you've got this whole arc where she becomes ill with cancer, and kind of the becoming Thor and wielding the hammer is kind of the only way that she gets buff and you know, in her power again. And I don't know, that's gonna be kind of sad if that's the storyline that's going there, especially if she's kind of terminal or like, I don't know, I don't want to like cry on camera or anything, but that's kind of sad if that's gonna be the trajectory of her character. But otherwise, I mean, it is just cool to see her as a baddie, as the mighty Thor, and trying to figure out like, what is she doing? How did she even wind up in this predicament in the first place? Has she been talking to Valkyrie? Like, and the big question as well, how did the hammer get to her? How is the hammer even fixed? Because might I remind myself, I was like, there's cracks in the hammer. Yeah, because Hela and Thor Ragnarok freaking crushed that thing, and it's what made Thor have to get Stormbreaker up until the point where they were in Endgame, and then they went back in time, and then Thor got a old hammer, something like that. So there's lots of things going on here, but there's so many questions. And if you guys have any theories about Jane Foster and why the heck she is the mighty Thor, if you think there's any comic connections that they're using, let me know, because I really am so curious. And then overall, I just want to talk about stylistically this melding of having like the Guardians and Thor, and thinking about James Gunn when he's brought to the Guardians, and then thinking about what Taika Waititi has brought to Thor. I'm like, this is just the perfect melding. They've both got this kind of spunky directorial vibe to them. They always bring a lot of passion and just this quirky sort of intrigue to their projects, so I think it's the perfect combination. And again, speaking to what I talked about earlier, this farewell to Thor, like, you know, here he is reflecting on his life, and I'm wondering, is this, because this is the fourth movie, y'all, this is new territory for the MCU, like, is this gonna be our goodbye to Thor, essentially? Because I mean, if you think about it, we said goodbye in Endgame and all those movies to Tony Stark and Captain America and Black Widow, and so that left us kind of with the rest of the original six, you know, Hawkeye, Thor, and Bruce Banner as the Hulk. But I was like, okay, there's no way we can keep these legacy characters and then have as well whoever's gonna be Black Panther and Doctor Strange and Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel and Photon and, you know, all these other characters. So I'm like, we have to push the old out to make room for the new. So I think this is what's going on here, and we've seen that with the Hawkeye series, with kind of Haley Steinfeld's character Kate Bishop coming in and kind of being like, well, I'm Hawkeye now. So he's like, oh, thank God, I can retire. Clint's like, I can retire. And on that same line, it makes me wonder as well if She-Hulk is going to kind of be the retirement and farewell to Bruce Banner, because again, it's like we have to push these characters out. Now, I don't know if Jane Foster is necessarily going to replace Thor as the Thor, you know, in the MCU going on. I mean, it all depends on if she lives or dies, or, you know, just what the demand is, what her demand is. But this is an interesting time. I thought we left it all, you know, in Endgame in 2019, but there's still some changing of the guard going on. Thor's face gradually sliding into Quill's perfectly killed me. That looks heartwarming. It is! Amazing how they turned the Thor series around after the first two by making it more comedic and so much more lighter, brighter. Yeah, it is. It's like night and day, the first two movies compared to these last two. Man. Let's see, what are they saying on Reddit? Confirmed training montage, Zeus and Thor's eyes being bluer than I remembered. We get Olympians, Hercules incoming. Yeah, Hercules too. I've been saying Zeus. I mean, sure, I don't know anything about Greek mythology and all that crap. Oh, and also let's check out the poster for this. There we go. Very cool, man. He's still got Stormbreaker, so he's not letting go of it. The one and only Thor Love and Thunder. Very rock and roll. It is 100% rock and roll. I love the aesthetic. Oh, and last thing, watched all minute and 29 seconds of this and no Beta Ray Bill. How dare they, guys? How dare they? Do you think Beta Ray Bill is going to be in Thor 4? I really want some Beta Ray Bill before it's too late. So now let's look at some of the merch coming out, because there is a lot. So we've got some... Look at the guns on that! Holy cow! Yeah, they really wanted her to be the equivalent of male Thor. So it looks like we do got some God Butcher here. It's kind of creepy. I don't know. Wow, but look at the Valkyrie too. Look at the guns on that. Oh man, I gotta work out better. We've got Peter Quill. We've got like young adult Groot. He's getting bigger and stronger every day. And of course our Pops. I love this 2-pack. Thor and Mighty Thor. Oh, that's so cool. I love this so much. I already have 2 Valkyries.
What am I gonna do?
And if you're into Legos, I know a lot of people are into Legos. We've got some pretty cool Lego sets going on here. Thor, Jane Foster against God Butcher. It looks like Korg, Valkyrie, and some goats in a cool. Have you guys ever been? If you've been to Epcot, I mean, I know this is basically just a Viking ship, but it's reminding me of, when you go to the Norway Pavilion and you ride the Maelstrom, right? It's now a Frozen ride, but it's this big ship. Go to Epcot, go to Norway, and ride one of those ships. It'll make you feel like you're in Thor. But it's the Frozen right now, so just kind of, And I have no clue what's going on here. Attack on New Asgard. This might be in the movie. Sometimes Lego includes things that are not in the movie, but it looks like there's going to be a little attack on Asgard. This is why you have to read the Lego sets. The goat boat! Yes! Iconic already. Oh, we got in on this. The fact that Loki said the sun will shine on them again, and during the whole trailer, Thor is covered in sun. Top tier tweet. So I'm gonna leave it there, folks. Let me know what you think about Thor Love and Thunder in the comments below. There's so much to talk about, and I think the fact this is just a 1.5-minute teaser trailer means that there's so much more going on, and it's a great time to be a Marvel fan. We've got this coming up. We've got Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness coming up in literally weeks, and we're still in the midst of Moon Knight. So guys, go check out my reviews for Moon Knight. I love discussing that week by week. I'm behind one episode, but that is coming out lickety split, so stay tuned for that. Subscribe for more Marvel, and be sure to give me a like. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye.